Visiting museums may be very beneficial for enlivening a lot of important things related to historical matters in one's mind. From time to time, when I have a chance to visit this or that museum, I find it very interesting and even inspiring. It helps me to put together the things I learned before. In the following paper, I have my goal to discuss what I have learned during my trip experience to the Museum of Western Heritage, also known as the Autrey Museum. Overall, evaluating the things seen in the museum, I may say that I acquired more knowledge of our country's history and came to a better understanding of some of the important historical events. First of all, discussing my experience, I would begin with the fact that I was always interested in the history of Indian tribes, their art and lifestyle, along with the development of their culture over the duration of time. I also had a measure of interest in the culture of cowboys inhabiting the West. Thus, this trip became a great adventure and also an option to expand my knowledge. I also had the joy of being in a happy mood during this day, which also added to my pleasure in this trip. While observing the exhibit items on display in the museum, I thought about Indian people inhabiting the lands of the West in the earlier periods of American history. I came to the conclusion that their culture was rich and diverse. These people knew how to approach nature with due respect and honor, which shows a great example for the other people living now and me and in the future. Indians knew how to make full use of their land but not to exhaust it. This is a practical lesson to be learned from them. As I studied the objects of their culture and daily life, I saw that they were eco-friendly and natural and still possessed a measure of taste and interesting designer concepts. Thus, I came to a conclusion that eco-friendly things may be good-looking, creative, and make the eye rejoice, so to say. Evaluating the exhibits, I must confess that not every piece on display was interesting to me. Some of them appeared to be the objects one can easily access in daily life, but I came to a conclusion that maybe these things are interesting for foreigners. Overall, the things I saw became rather engaging for me. I saw that they were organized in a great chronological order, which helped me to see the main tendencies in the development of Western culture during the centuries. Observing the pictures, sculptures, and weapons, I saw the interests of our ancestors. It involved seeing some of the common scenes of daily life depicted by the painters. In the Museum of Western Heritage, everything is done for people to enjoy being here. All the collections are organized with the due investment of creative thought and a great understanding of the history of the country. Due to such great exhibition organization, it was easy for me to connect the things I saw with the things I learned in class. Thus, I was able to deepen my knowledge. At times, I even felt like the one participating in different events of Western history. Concentrating on a number of objects of clothing and daily items along with a variety of arms, I felt myself a part of the past. In closing, I would like to add that I have really enjoyed my visit to the Museum of Western Heritage, and I will long remember this wonderful time as the experience to understand how important it is to preserve our history along with the useful lessons it teaches. This trip enriched me both mentally and spiritually. I absolutely enjoyed my time while studying the objects of culture and art. They appeared to be very interesting to me from the designer's point of view as well. From the exhibitions related to Indian culture, I learned that the objects of art can be both eco-friendly and still possess a measure of taste and nice designer concepts. The culture and art of cowboy people, along with their simplicity and minimalism, helped me understand that sophistication is not always an option. In the objects related to the themes of cowboy people life, I saw the reflection of the main developments in the history of the country beginning from the time of European intervention to North America and establishing the colonies of stock breeders to our modern times, when these people continue to preserve their values and culture being the part of the country and developing its history. This and many other essays are available at studycorgi.com.